Hey class, this is Spencer Call here coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia tonight. I'm going to talk to you about this book right here, Nudge by Thaler and Sunstein. Overall, a great read. Like I mentioned, I'm in Atlanta for a Marketing Association networking trip, and also I sponsor everything my group says about Hogsmeade. Moving on to the story, though, of this book, Nudges, basically there are two types of people. There are econs, like this dude, robots who always make the right decisions regardless. And then they're humans, real people like you and me. Even though they want to make the best decisions, they don't always do that. And that's because of a number of reasons, which I explained in the email. Thaler and Sunstein's whole point is that we can be good choice architects. We can design choices that make it easier for people to make the right choices more often through what they call nudges. Nudges is actually an acronym. I didn't mention this in the email, but this is what it stands for. I think they're all pretty self-explanatory, except for maybe defaults. That's just understanding that default, like people will default to the status quo unless you give them a reason to move to the future. Hence why you should expect error and structure things well and give them incentives to move and so forth. So I wanted to give an example because I feel like I explained the theory behind it pretty well in the email. An example is organ transplant. So this is data as of 2006. At that time, 80% of organ donations came from the deceased, and a ton of people, as you can see, 60% of people die within 1 year, and that's because of waiting to receive an organ transplant. So there's a large need to get hearts. Obviously, I'm a great artist. A nudge that the authors propose is to go from an opt-in system to an opt-out system, meaning instead of opting in, saying like having to check a box and say like, yes, I want to be an organ donor, you have to opt out and say, no, I don't. The results of that in the US were that people who had to opt out, the result was 82% of people ended up being organ donors. That's what I mean to say. And in the real world, this is just a study done. Many states have started moving towards opt-out systems. But in Germany, for example, where they have an opt-in system, only 12% of like able people are organ donors, whereas in nearby next door Austria, they have an opt-out system and 99% of the people there are organ donors. So obviously the simple little nudge of just having people opt out of the system rather than opt in is able to save tons of lives. So overall, really good read. You can buy it in the link that I sent you all, and I promise that you'll be happy like this little peanut dude. So best of luck. Have a great weekend. Bye.